I took painkillers almost every single day for 3 years, and one morning I looked up what they were actually doing to my body. I stopped that same day. Now, before I tell you what I replaced them with, I want to be upfront about something. I am not here to tell you that a cup of turmeric tea cured my chronic pain. I am not going to pretend that essential oils are a replacement for surgery. And I am not going to sell you a supplement. What I am going to do is tell you the exact truth about what happened when I spent 14 months replacing every painkiller in my life with natural alternatives. What worked beyond anything I expected, what was a complete waste of time, and the one thing I discovered that no doctor had ever mentioned to me. By the end of this video, you will understand why over-the-counter painkillers, the ones most people consider completely safe, are responsible for more than 15,000 deaths every single year in the United States alone. And you will have a clear, specific protocol that I still use every day. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you 3 signs that your painkiller use has already damaged something most doctors don't check until it's too late. Let's start with the truth about what you're actually taking. For most of my adult life, ibuprofen felt like water to me. Backache, 2 tablets. Headache, 2 tablets. Long run, 2 tablets before, 2 tablets after. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I was managing my body. I had no idea what was happening inside it. Here is what your doctor probably hasn't sat down and explained to you. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, which includes ibuprofen, naproxen, aspirin, and diclofenac, work by blocking enzymes called COX-1 and COX-2. These enzymes produce prostaglandins, compounds that trigger inflammation, pain, and fever. So far, so good. That's what you want. But here is the problem. COX-1 isn't just involved in inflammation. COX-1 is your stomach's protection system. It produces the prostaglandins that maintain the mucus lining of your stomach and intestines, the barrier between your gut wall and your stomach acid. When you block COX-1 repeatedly with NSAIDs, you are stripping away that lining. The American Journal of Gastroenterology estimates that NSAIDs cause between 100,000 hospitalizations and 15,000 to 16,500 deaths every year in the United States from gastrointestinal complications alone. These are people who took a drug they believed was safe. Most of them had no symptoms before the damage became serious. And that's not all. In 2015, the FDA strengthened its existing black box warning on NSAIDs, the highest level warning they issue, to make clear that non-aspirin NSAIDs increase your risk of heart attack and stroke. Not slightly. The risk begins within the first week of use. There is also something called opioid-induced hyperalgesia, a condition where long-term painkiller use, even over-the-counter varieties, actually makes you more sensitive to pain over time. Your brain's pain processing system recalibrates around the medication. When you stop, ordinary sensations feel amplified. This is partly why people escalate their doses without realizing it. I wasn't managing my pain, I was feeding it. The morning I understood this was the morning I put the tablets down the sink. Now, let me tell you what I found instead, starting with the one that surprised me most. The first thing I tried was the most obvious one, turmeric. And I almost dismissed it immediately, and because I assumed it was just a wellness trend. Instagram filter orange. Feels good to post, but doesn't do anything real. I was wrong. Here is the science, and it is genuinely extraordinary. The active compound in turmeric is curcumin, and curcumin works through the same biological mechanism as ibuprofen. It inhibits COX-1 and COX-2 enzymes. Not similar. The same pathway. The difference is what it leaves intact. Curcumin does not significantly suppress the COX-1 activity in your stomach lining the way ibuprofen does. It targets inflammatory COX-2 more selectively. A randomized, controlled trial published in Clinical Interventions in Aging in 2014 compared curcumin extract directly against ibuprofen for knee osteoarthritis pain. The curcumin group showed equivalent pain reduction to the ibuprofen group with significantly fewer gastrointestinal side effects. Not it helped a little. Equivalent. But here is the critical detail, and this is something almost nobody tells you. Curcumin has terrible bioavailability on its own. Studies show that without the right cofactor, up to 97% of the curcumin you consume passes through your gut unabsorbed. It goes in and comes straight out. This is why most people try turmeric and feel nothing. They are consuming it wrong. The cofactor is piperine, black pepper. Specifically, the piperine compound in black pepper increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. That number comes from a study published in Planta Medica. It is not an exaggeration, 2,000%. So when I started adding a half teaspoon of black pepper to my turmeric every single morning, warm water, turmeric, black pepper, a small amount of a healthy fat, because curcumin is also fat-soluble, something shifted within about 2 weeks. The chronic low-grade ache in my lower back that I had managed with ibuprofen for 3 years started to quiet. Not overnight, not magically, but measurably, consistently, week by week. My inflammation markers, I had them tested, dropped by the end of the first month. Turmeric with black pepper was real. This was the moment I stopped thinking about going back. The second one surprised me more than anything else in this entire 14-month experiment. And I want to spend a little time on this one because I think it is genuinely life-changing information for a specific group of people. And if you get frequent headaches, migraines, muscle cramps, or unexplained nerve pain, I need you to listen carefully. Magnesium. Not a trendy supplement, not an expensive extract. Magnesium. The fourth most abundant mineral in the human body, and according to research published in Nutrition Reviews, approximately 68% of American adults consume less than the recommended daily amount. Most people are chronically deficient and have no idea. Here is why that matters for pain. Your nervous system has receptors called NMDA receptors, N-methyl-D-aspartate receptors. These are the brain's pain amplification system. They take incoming pain signals and decide how loud to make them. In a healthy, well-regulated nervous system, they operate normally. They report the signal accurately. When magnesium levels are low, NMDA receptors become overactivated. They amplify pain signals that should be manageable. They make ordinary discomfort feel unbearable. And they make the brain hypersensitive to pain stimulus that wouldn't bother a person with adequate magnesium levels. The American Migraine Foundation directly recommends magnesium supplementation as a preventive treatment for migraine, citing multiple clinical trials. A study in cephalalgia found that intravenous magnesium was effective for relieving acute migraine attacks. A separate trial published in the journal Headache found that daily oral magnesium supplementation reduced migraine frequency by 41.6% compared to placebo. 41.6%. From a mineral most people are deficient in. My personal result, I was getting 3 to 4 headaches a month. They were the reason I took the most painkillers. Within 2 weeks of starting 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate daily, glycinate being the most bioavailable and gut-friendly form, my headache frequency dropped to almost zero. I have not taken a painkiller for a headache in over a year. If you take one thing from this entire video, test your magnesium levels. Ask your doctor for a red blood cell magnesium test, not the standard serum test, which is notoriously inaccurate. The RBC magnesium test. If you're deficient, supplementing could change your relationship with pain in a way nothing else has. The third one is the most ancient of all, and the history of it tells you something important about how natural remedies and pharmaceutical drugs are actually connected, not opposites. Willow bark. In 240 BC, ancient Egyptian medical texts recorded the use of willow bark preparations to relieve pain and fever. In the 4th century BC, Hippocrates prescribed it to his patients. In 1897, a chemist at Bayer named Felix Hoffmann synthesized the active compound in willow bark, salicin, into a more stable, concentrated form. He called it aspirin. Aspirin is willow bark, chemically refined, concentrated, and patented. The difference between taking willow bark and taking aspirin is the same as the difference between eating a tomato and taking a lycopene tablet. The natural source comes with buffering compounds, additional polyphenols, and a gentler absorption curve that produces lower peak concentrations in the blood. Multiple randomized controlled trials have validated willow bark extract for pain. A study published in the European Journal of Anesthesiology found willow bark to be as effective as conventional treatment for non-specific lower back pain. A Cochrane review, which is one of the most rigorous forms of evidence analysis in medicine, confirmed there is strong evidence supporting willow bark for short-term improvement in back pain. For acute flare-up days, the days when I would previously have reached for 2 tablets, willow bark tea, or a standardized extract, is now what I use. It doesn't hit as fast as ibuprofen. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, but it doesn't hollow out my stomach lining while it works. That trade-off is one I am happy to make. Now, here is the section that I think makes this video different from every other natural remedies video you've seen. Because there are things I tried that didn't work, and I am going to tell you exactly what they were, because if I pretend everything worked, I lose the only thing that makes this information worth trusting. Essential oils for significant pain? No. I tried peppermint oil, eucalyptus, clove. For a mild tension headache, peppermint oil on the temples has some evidence behind it. For anything beyond mild, it was completely insufficient. I was in denial about this for about 6 weeks. Arnica alone for deep muscle pain? No. Arnica cream has legitimate evidence for bruising and surface inflammation. For deep muscular pain from a strenuous workout or injury, I felt nothing clinically significant. CBD, inconsistent. I know this is controversial. I tried it for 3 months. On some days, it helped with sleep-related muscle tension. On most days, for my particular type of pain, I couldn't demonstrate a clear effect. And most importantly, this is non-negotiable. For acute injury, emergency, or post-surgical pain, natural remedies are not a replacement. If you break a bone, if you have post-operative pain, if you are managing a serious acute condition, this is not the protocol for you. Natural anti-inflammatories work on chronic, systemic, low-grade inflammation. They are not acute analgesics in the pharmaceutical sense. I am not anti-medicine. I am anti-unnecessary medicine. That distinction matters. Here is exactly what I do now, every day. No ibuprofen, no paracetamol, 14 months in. Morning. The foundation: 1 teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder with half a teaspoon of black pepper, stirred into warm water with a small amount of coconut oil or whole milk for fat absorption. This takes 30 seconds. Daily. The most important one: 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. Take it at night. Magnesium also supports deep sleep quality, which dramatically reduces pain sensitivity the following day. Sleep debt and pain are directly linked. Fixing one helps the other. Anti-inflammatory eating. I cut ultra-processed seed oils, sunflower, rapeseed, vegetable oil, as much as possible. These are high in omega-6 fatty acids, which directly fuel the COX-2 inflammatory pathway. Replacing them with olive oil and increasing omega-3 intake through fatty fish or a quality fish oil supplement addressed the underlying inflammatory environment that was making my pain worse in the first place. For acute flare-ups: willow bark, standardized extract. Look for product standardized to 15% salicin. Give it 45 to 60 minutes. Apply heat for muscle pain, cold for joint swelling. This combination handles 90% of my acute pain days. Result: I have not taken ibuprofen, aspirin, naproxen, or any NSAID in 14 months. I have not taken paracetamol in 11 months. My lower back pain, which was chronic for 3 years, is manageable without medication on all but my worst days. Now, before you change anything about your medication routine, I need to tell you something important. 3 signs that NSAID use may have already affected your gut lining. 1. You experience burning, discomfort, or nausea after eating, even foods that used to feel fine. 2. You've noticed dark or tarry stools. This is a medical red flag. Dark stool can indicate a slow GI bleed. If you have this, see a doctor this week, not after this video. 3. You feel full extremely quickly when eating or have persistent upper abdominal pain that isn't relieved by food. These are signs of gastric mucosal irritation. If any of those apply to you, especially the second one, please raise it with your doctor before you make any changes to your medication. And if you are currently prescribed pain medication, prescription strength NSAIDs, opioids, or any prescribed painkiller, do not stop taking them based on this video. Work with your doctor, show them the research, have a conversation. That is what I did. That is the responsible version of this. Natural remedies work best as a replacement for the casual, habitual, reflexive painkiller use that most of us don't even notice we've developed. That is where the real danger lives, and that is exactly where these alternatives are most effective. 3 years of daily painkillers, 14 months without a single one. I am not pain-free. I have bad days, but my body is no longer paying a hidden price for managing them. If this video showed you something your doctor hasn't told you, and I think it did, please share it with someone you know who is in a similar place. Because the people who need this most are usually the ones who've never thought to question what they're taking. Down in the description, I've linked the specific studies I referenced today, not wellness blogs. Actual peer-reviewed papers. Read them yourself. And if you want to know what I drink every single morning instead of coffee that also replaced my last painkiller habit, click right here. That might be the most useful 15 minutes you spend this week.